Egypt itself was a desert, but the land around the river Nile was rich and fertile, so they grew crops there: rye, wheat, barley, sugarcane. The Egyptians strongly believed that the god of the river, Hapi, was the one who made the land fertile around the river Nile. So they worshipped Hapi. They also called Hapi the Lord of the river and the Lord of the fish. So God, Yahweh, touched the river Nile. It turned to blood. For 7 days, the Egyptians could not drink water. The fish in the Nile died. You can read this account in Exodus 7. God wanted to prove to them that he is God of heaven and earth. He created the river. So let your God fight back, if indeed Hapi is a God. Join me tomorrow for Plague 2. Heket was the female goddess of fertility, and it was also believed that she brought order to chaos. Whenever women were to have babies, they called upon Heket. She helped them deliver quickly. It was believed she also breathed life into these babies and put them into their mother's womb. And when the Pharaoh died, she escorted them. So she was also responsible for resurrection. Yahweh proved to Heket, this is Heket, that he and he alone had the power to give life and take life. And God can also bring order, not Heket. Heket could not remove the frogs. Pharaoh had to plead with Moses to ask Yahweh to remove the frogs from the land of Egypt. Tomorrow join me for Plague 3. Geb was the Egyptian god of the earth. It was believed by the Egyptians that he brings life from the earth. And he's so powerful that when he laughs, earthquakes occur. This is Geb. So in this plague, God touches the earth, and the whole earth in Egypt becomes lice. There was lice upon man and upon beast. The Egyptians tried to do the same thing, but they couldn't, prompting them to tell Pharaoh, this is the finger of God. Even the Egyptians were scared at this point, but Pharaoh still did not let the Israelites go. So God proved to them that he is in control, not Geb. Join me in Plague 4. Khepri was the Egyptian god of creation. He had the head of a fly. He was also associated with the dung beetle. It was believed that Khepri pushes the sun across the sky, and then the sun suddenly appears out of nothing, just as the beetles just appear out of nothing. So they gave him this power. Moses told Pharaoh, if you don't let the Israelites go, there will be a swarm of flies over Egypt. And this happened. Pharaoh then called Moses and said, okay, sacrifice in the land. Moses said no. He said, all right, go, but don't go far. And when all the flies were rid, Pharaoh went back on his promise. Join me tomorrow for Plague 5. Hathor was the cow goddess of Egypt. She was also believed to be the goddess of music and love and joy and laughter. The Egyptians believed that if Hathor went far away, they became miserable. But whenever she was around, there was laughter and joy. Moses went to Pharaoh. If you don't let the Israelites go, all the livestock of the Egyptians in the field will be struck. And then nothing will happen to the livestock of the Israelites. And it happened. All the livestock of the Egyptians, they were struck with the pestilence, with plague, and they all died. Not one livestock of the Israelites died. Join me tomorrow for the next Plague 6. Isis was the goddess of medicine, and she was also powerful in magic. So whenever the Egyptians were sick, they called upon Isis to heal them. Moses took soot from the furnace of affliction, threw it up in the air, and upon all the Egyptians it became boils and sores. They must have called upon Isis to heal them, since she was their healer. But it took Yahweh to remove these boils from off the Egyptians. Even the wise men and the magicians could not stand before Moses and Pharaoh because they were also covered in boils. Still, Pharaoh did not let the Israelites go. Join me for plague 7. Nut was the Egyptian goddess of the sky. She was also called the mother of the sky. This is her picture. This is her body here. So she's protecting the inhabitants of the land from anything from the sky. So Moses told Pharaoh that hailstones will fall upon Egypt, which they did. The Egyptians who believed in Yahweh quickly brought in their livestock and their servants from the fields. But those who did not, the hailstones killed all of them. Nut could not protect them from the hailstones from Yahweh. It was so much that Pharaoh called Moses and said, okay, I have sinned. Plead to Yahweh to take away the hailstones. And he did. But immediately the hailstones went away. Pharaoh changed his mind. Join me for plague 8. Locusts could usually come through heavy flooding and heavy rains. The Egyptian god of the storms was Seth. Moses went to Pharaoh and said, if you don't let the Israelites go, there will be locusts over the land of Egypt. His magicians and wise men said, Pharaoh, can't you see that Egypt is being destroyed? Let them go. He called Moses and said, okay, just the men should go. Leave the children and the women. Moses said no. So Pharaoh refused. Locusts came upon Egypt. Pharaoh had to plead and said, I have sinned. Beg Yahweh to take away the locust. So Moses did, and still Pharaoh did not let the people go. Join me for plague 9. Ra was the sun god of Egypt. He was a very powerful god. People believed he created people and he created the world. He created the heaven. The Egyptians worshipped the sun. God told Moses, point your staff towards the heaven and cause there to be darkness for 3 days in the land of Egypt. There was thick darkness. The Egyptians must have been calling upon Ra to bring the sun. He is the sun god after all. After 3 days, Pharaoh called Moses and said, okay, you can all go, but leave your animals behind. Moses said, no, we need the animals for sacrifice. Then Pharaoh got crazy and said, don't let me see your face again. Join me for the final ultimate plague 10. Pharaoh was seen as the ultimate power of Egypt. He was worshipped as many believed that he was the son of Ra, the sun god. God told Moses to prepare the Israelites. They had to put blood on their doorpost, as the angel of death would be visiting Egypt at night and would kill the firstborn of all the Egyptians, both human and beast. But wherever there was the blood, the angel of death would pass over. And this happened. In the morning, Pharaoh hastily called Moses and said, everybody should go, get out, take your animals, take your children, take your women, go before we all die. So eventually he was humbled, and then he saw that God indeed was Yahweh, Alpha and Omega. God bless you.